everybody. Lord Tremendous here. Got a battle report here for you. 2,500 point battle, a little Shiloh GT prep. Battle report 184. How far we've come. Lord Tremendous of the Tomb Kings versus Death, Holy Death of the Vampire Counts. Well, you know, we're going to Shiloh, we're prepping, and who better to play than each other? So sit back, relax, and get ready to see how this one goes, because, well, it goes.
Assemble the army!
Here's my list, and get used to it until the end of the month when I get done with the Shiloh GT stuff. This is the list I'm going to play so I can get familiar with it. I have my Tomb King, Lord Tremendous. He's got a shield, Sword of Antiheroes, Armor of Destiny, Dragonbane Gem, and the other Trickster's Shard. I have a Lich High Priest, Queen Elizabeth, who's a level 4 wizard with the Staff of Sorcery and Alora Nehekara. And then I've got my other High Lich Priest, Dark Vincent, who's a level 3 wizard with the Spell Scroll and using the Lore of Undeath. My hero choice is my Necrotech Sinister Jeffrey. He's got a Sword of Striking, Dragon Helm, and the Iron Curse icon. My core choices are 5 Skeleton Horse Archers with a banner, 58 Skeleton Warriors, the Fateless with full command, light armor, and shields, 12 Skeleton Archers, the Queen's Guard with full command, a unit of 3 Chariots, Rolling Bones with Musician, Banner, and a Banner of Eternal Flame, and another unit of 3 Chariots, the Thunder with Banner and Musician. My special choices are 3 Medusa Stalkers, those that gaze, a Chimerian War Sphinx with Fiery Roar, and my rare choices are my Hyro Titan, Nad the Protector, Screaming Skull Catapult, and I'm still not really thrilled with this thing, and my Casket of Souls. My opponent's list is Top Secret G14 Classified. We are going to a closed list Shiloh GT. I'm not going to put his list on there. I post mine because that's my decision. I'm not going to post his because he hasn't told me to. And you know what? If you face him, you should be just as surprised about his list as he is about yours. Here are my spells, and you're pretty much what you're looking at. And here are death spells, which are also exactly what you're looking at. Here's deployment, and for the most part, I know he's vampire counts. I know he's coming at me. There was a cave in the middle there, so I figured half of them would be broke up from the other half. Maybe I'd get lucky. Maybe there'd be a little bit of a traffic jam. So I just middle-sized myself. I figured that way I could blast all my big spells, my big, bubble spells off. The casket's on the left flank there to give him something to eat. I see those hex rays coming, and I was like, ah, crap. But I was hoping with the Titan and the what's it called? Casket of Souls over there, I'd be able to deal with the Hex Rays pretty easy. Other than that, everything is just daring him to come down at me. Here's my opponent's right flank, which consists of his Hex Rays, a Terrorgeist, and a unit of zombies. And here's his center. From left to right, there's a unit of Blackguard, I believe, with his BSB White King installed, a General. There's 3 Spirit Hosts there. They're 3 units of 1 each. Behind them is another unit of zombies with a Master Necromancer and a Necromancer. Next to our right, I guess, is the first unit of Skeleton Warriors. There's a huge brick of them. With hand weapon shields, and the one next to them are a unit of Spears and Shields. Both huge bricks of like 49 or 50. And here are my Scouts, which consist of my Skeleton Horse Archers. Here's my right flank, which consists of my War Kitty and my unit of Chariots. This is the Chariots with the Banner of Eternal Flame. When I actually do paint these guys up, you'll be able to differentiate because the banner bearer will have some red on his banner, flame, red. It's the best I can do. I'm not an artist, all right? Here's my center, which consists of, from right to left, my other unit of Chariots, my unit of Archers with both High Lich Priests installed. The black one is the Queen Elizabeth, the white one is Sinister Jeffrey. In the middle there on the back is my Casket. In front of them are my Skeleton Warriors with Tomb King and Necrotech installed. Hyro Titan to the left behind them. Next to the Hyro Titan is my Catapult. Here's top 1 after movement, and he comes forward because he knows I'm not going anywhere. The Hex Rays go barreling through the terrain because they can do that, which means if I don't deal with them this turn, I'm screwed. Everything else moves up okay, the infantry move up as quick as they can. The other unit was outside of 12 of the general, so they couldn't march. But everything else pretty much comes up as far as it can without being ridiculous stupid. The Terror yeah, the Terrorgeist, he kind of holds back with him a little bit. He could have been up further, but, you know, he didn't want me charging it or destroying it or anything like that right off the bat. Nothing else happens though. I stop his magic phase. He doesn't have a shooting phase that's in range right now. So we go to bottom of one after movement, and you're looking at it. I don't really move. The chariots come up a little bit, daring something to come down the flank there, the left flank there. The war kitty moves up into the forest just a little bit in case something's foolish enough to come near for him to charge. I would love to get the war kitty into those skeleton warriors. Either unit would be great. I've got my unit of horsemen archers. They just come up on the hill. They just start taking pot shots at anything. Because, honestly... Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. Honestly, they're not going to be very useful at all during this game. Other than the Terrorgeist, there's really nothing for them to shoot at that they're going to be useful against. So I'm just going to harass a little bit and maybe make some forced march checks. Other than that, they're just 5 free arrow shots. Everything else just kind of angles over to the left and gets ready for the fight. During the magic phase, I get Bubble Ward off, which is very nice, giving a 5-up ward save to most of my army. Nothing else happens. The rest of my magic phase is shut down, and my shooting phase goes hard left, which is just fantastic. So, we go to top of 2 after movement, and the Hex Race charge the catapult. The Terrorgeist runs over to my left flank there. I'm in a lot of trouble, I know. The rest of his army moves forward with a screen on my right flank of Spirit Host so that the War Kitty can't charge anything. Really frustrating, but well played by Death, so what can you do? There's a better picture of his Hex Race slamming into my catapult, and that's fine. During his magic phase, he's able to summon a Karn Wraith into existence, so now I have a new little friend to play with that's ethereal. And during his shooting phase, he screams at the catapult and destroys it with the Terrorgeist, no problem. And in the combat phase, his Hex Race overrun into the Titan. It's in the FAQ. If a unit that you're in combat with is destroyed before the combat phase, during the combat phase, you can reform, overrun if you're entitled to it, all that good stuff. Totally legal. I know. Look it up. It's in the FAQ. So, yeah, now my Titan has got a bunch of ethereal, mind melters into him. And so, yeah, we're going to see what happens. So, with all that said and done, we go over here to bottom of 2 after movement. And for the most part, I'm screwed. And I know I'm screwed, so I do the best I can. My army can't charge anything sensible. I do try to charge my skeleton warriors into his Graveguard, figuring if I can take out his general, maybe if I can take out his general, I can get some crumbles and get rid of all the ethereal crap. But I'm not promising anything. The chariots stay put because they know it's coming. The archers turn to face the Terrorgeist just to maybe put some wounds on it so that Scream doesn't just destroy everything. And yeah, I'm pretty much screwed. And my stalkers don't come on the table, so it's just fantastic. There's a better picture of my skeleton warriors failing a charge into the Blackguard, which sucks. I rolled Snake Eyes to charge, so yeah, they just weren't in the mood to move, so what can you do? And like I said before, my stalkers did not come onto the table because the sands claimed them. I misfired one. They're dead, and you know what? It is what it is. After what I did to Death in the last battle report, I guess I kind of had this one coming. During the magic phase, not all hope is lost. My Titan, the Terrorgeist, is in his front arc, so I do Spirit Leech on the Terrorgeist, figuring maybe I can put a few wounds on him. I put all the wounds on him, and the Terrorgeist evaporates, which is absolutely outstanding. He dies a horrible death, and there's one less Terrorgeist in the world I have to worry about. Then I'm able to get Killing Blow off of my Skeleton Warriors. This is just in case his Blackguard decide to charge my Skeleton Warriors. It's kind of a deterrent. I would rather have the +1 for charging. We go into combat, and the Hex Race whiff. They charge to nothing. I'm Arcane Construct. I take no wounds, so that's actually really cool. So we go over here to top of 3 after all that's said and fun, and yeah, here come the ethereals. The one Spirit Host charged into the War Kitty, and there's nothing I can do about that. The other one tries to charge my chariots and fails. Another one just gets in the way of my chariots, which is just fantastic. And the Karn Wraith charges a unit of chariot, charges the unpainted unit of chariots. So that's great. All my stuff is now clogged up with stuff I can't hurt. It's like the worst possible list I could face. But it's well played, so what can I do? Other than that, I believe his Blackguard choose not to charge his turn. He moves up and just says, go ahead and charge me, I dare ya. What other option do I have? And that's pretty much that. There's a better picture of the Spirit Hosts. The Spirit Host on the right made it. The one in the middle failed. The Card and Wraith made it. What can you do? During his magic phase, he summons a Necromancer into existence. Level 1 Necromancer comes onto the table and learns Invocation or something like that. I can't. No. It's the Lore of Undeath, and I think he learns like the Harbinger or something. It's what can you do? Then nothing else happens, and so we go into combat, and the Hex Race whiff again. They don't do anything. I don't do anything. We stand there and look at each other. So that's something. Then over here, the Carnwraith flubs spectacularly, can't hurt me. So he does. He's got the charged. I've got a banner, and my musician kicks in, and the Carnwraith takes a wound. So that'll teach you. Over here, however, yeah, Psychopath Spirit Host. Not only do they charge, they do a couple of wounds. So with charge and 2 wounds, he wins by 3. I take another 2 because I'm an Arcane Construct. Kitty is getting hurt by Spirit Host really, really bad, and that's not supposed to happen. But with all the whiffing he's been doing on my left flank, I guess something was supposed to give. Poor Kitty, though. I was not happy about that. And then we go over here to bottom of 3, and for the most part, I honestly don't know what to do. Oh, I'm sorry. During the last combat phase, or I'm sorry, not during the last combat phase. During this movement phase, my Skeleton Warriors and my Chariots charge into his Blackguard. My Chariots they were in the front arc or side arc there. They were in their, they could see them, so they charged and they made it. The Skeleton Warriors, mine finally made a charge. That was nice. And everything else I have is dead or in combat or archers. And I'm not going to charge in the archers. So, yeah. There's a better picture of all that slamming into his stuff. I was feeling pretty good about that charge. You know, 2 chariots were able to make it in the base of base. Not that third, but I'll take what I can get. And over here, nothing else happens. So we go in my magic phase or my shooting phase. So we go into combat. And again, the Carnwraith, he does a wound to my unit, but I have a banner. My musician kicks in, and the Carnwraith goes back into the warp, which is nice. I don't get any points for it, but it's one less ethereal unit I have to worry about. Over here, these bastards, they actually do a wound to the Titan, and you know, I don't save it, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. They win by 1, and I'm an Arcane Construct and couldn't care less. Over here in combat, it doesn't go terrible. My impact hits kind of flub a little bit. I think I did like 3 with impact hits. But my problem is needing 5s to wound. I'm having some real trouble wounding these guys. And then, of course, with it being strength 3 and they have like a 4-up armor, I'm having trouble making those wounds stick when I do them. So having a little bit of trouble here, a little bit of difficulty. And to make matters worse, he attacked my Tomb King with 2 of the Blackguard, right? Just 2 of them. And he hit once, and he wounded once, and he killing blowed, and I rolled a 3 for my ward save, and he killed my Tomb King. Yeah, we did the curse. It went off, and it did help with combat res and everything like that. I did win this combat, but now I am screwed. The Tomb King lost his ability to give them weapon skill 6. All of the, the Skeleton Warriors are now weapon skill 2. It really sucks. Really sucks. But, can't fault my opponent for rolling well and for just outplaying me, so it is what it is. So, we go over here to top of 4 after movement, and the Spirit Host make it into the Chariots that just dealt with the Carnwraith. The infantry of Skeleton Warriors on my right flank move up. The zombies on my left flank move around because they can. And I'm trying to figure out how I can salvage this game. There's a better picture of the Spirit Host charging into my Chariots and the other Spirit Host charging into my Archers. He's basically going character assassination style. During his magic phase, he's able to raise a unit of Skeleton Warriors with hand weapon shield, which, not the greatest thing in the world, but not the worst. And then he gets an Invocation in the Hara, or, Nehek Hara, or whatever it is. Invocation goes off, and some Graveguard, and a ton of zombies come onto the table, so... spiraling out of control. we get into combat, and he's not able to do anything. His charge to my rank and a banner, I win by 1. Spirit hosts are 1/4 dead, which is nice. Over here, nothing happens. He flubs. My kitty doesn't know how to sing a tune, so we sit there and yell at each other, which is nice. And then over here, the spirit hosts charge and do a wound to my banner. I take no, I'm sorry, they don't do a wound. He charges and does nothing. I have a banner. I win by 1. The wound counter is just hidden by the spirit host. And then over here, the Hex Race are really rolling like crap. He's not able to wound me at all, and we stand there and yell at each other, which is kind of cool. Over here in combat, his Vampire Lord with Hellish Vigor and everything like that goes a little, what's it called? BSC, batshit crazy. And as you can see, his Graveguard needing 2s to wound because they have the banner or the borrows. He does so many wounds to my Skeleton Warriors and my chariots. It's actually a little disheartening. With Hellish Vigor, he's rerolling his wounds. I'm not able to make enough saves, and I have like 20 skeletons left. My chariots explode. It's really, really bad. And I think I killed 1 blackguard. Oh, that combat was a poor choice. So we go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and there's no movement at all. I'm completely screwed. He played me like a well-tuned piano, and I'm starting to think he owes me dinner. But what can you do? Nothing happens in my magic shooting phase, so we go into combat, and the War Kitty dies. The Spirit Host put 1 more wound through on him and kill him. And it's sad. Over here, however, once again, nothing happens, and the Spirit Host take another wound because I have a banner, and I flap it in his face really, really hard. Then over here, the Spirit Host is able to do a wound to my level 3 caster, Sinister Jeffrey, but I still have a rank and a banner, so I win by 1 because he did a wound, and so that Spirit Host is half dead, so we're getting there. Then over here, the rest of the Skeleton Warriors just get pulverized. I think I kill 1 or 2 more of his Blackguard, but it's really unimpressive, and it's kind of discouraging, and I cry a little on the inside. But, I'm kind of a brat, so what can you do? So, we go over here to top of 5 after movement, and the movement is unimpressive, I guess. I really don't know how else to put it. His Blackguard try to charge my Titan and fail. His zombies and skeleton warriors, everything moves up to just finish me off. Let's face it, he's on mop-up detail now, and I'm just trying to survive. Here's a better picture of a unit of his Spirit Host joining up with the other unit of Spirit Host to take care of my chariots. If you notice that the unit of Spirit Host is just charging to their flank is one that has War Kitty all over it, so I don't like that Spirit Host the most. And there's a better picture of his Blackguard failing to charge into the Titan because they're tired. We go straight into combat because his magic and shooting is irrelevant. And needless to say, 2 Spirit Hosts is twice as effective as 1 Spirit Host. And I have 1 chariot with 1 wound left hanging on for all that he's worth. And then over here, he flubs once again. And I'm able, with banner and a rank, I should have done 2 more wounds to this guy, but we screwed up the math and I only did 1 more. That's my fault, so what can you do? But I'm holding on, so that it's the small things. So with all that, we go over here to bottom of 5, and just like before, there's no movement. I've got nothing that's not in combat, with the exception of my casket and my archers on horseback in the back there, which I'm just taking pot shot at infantry. And my casket has been completely ineffectual all game. So, what can you do? During the magic phase, I get the bubble ward off, just grabbing its straws. I'm hoping to hold on. I am able to resurrect. I resurrect 1 chariot. I put 3 wounds back into that unit, so that's something, and I'll take it. But other than that, yeah, like I said, I'm hoping for the best here. In combat, it works out. The Spirit Host flub once again. I'm able to finish it off, which is cool. Free points, and I could use them. And I get to keep my casters and my archers, so that's awesome. Then over here, he puts 3 more wounds through on this unit and decimates it. Well, I'm sorry, he doesn't put 3 more wounds through. In the end, I have 1 chariot left with 2 wounds left on it. So, Oh gosh, I hate ethereal. So we go here to top of 6, and again, he just kind of maneuvers a little bit. His Blackguard tried to charge my Skeleton Archers to just get those points, and he fails to charge yet again. His Skeleton Warriors are about as eager to charge as mine were. May they rest in pieces. And other than that, like I said, his infantry just kind of realign and stuff like that. Like I said, he's on mop-up detail. He really doesn't need to be overly aggressive right now. There's a better picture, a POV picture of a failed charge of the Blackguard into the Skeleton Archers, which is good for me. During his magic phase, he gets a vigorous wrath off on on his Hex Race, which means they get to reroll their wounds, which means the Titan's probably going to fall down. And then over here, lo and behold, he whiffs. So his flank to my banner. I don't take any more wounds. He doesn't do any more to me, so my chariot survives, and that's awesome. And then over here, the Titan ends up, he's got 4 wounds on him. He's got 1 left after all is said and done. So, here it is, bottom of 6. I'm trying not to get tabled here. I'm trying to hold on. It's a matter of pride now, and that's all I got left. So I'm trying, damn it. I'm trying. Needless to say, there's no movement worth mentioning because everything I have is dead in combat or archers or a war machine or not effectual. So what can you do? During the magic phase, I try to get the 5-up ward save off, and it doesn't work out, so instead I do the bubble righteous smiting, basically just giving everything extra attacks. I just want to heal some wounds, and I'm able to bring another chariot back. One, of course, it's got 2 wounds on it, but it's 4 wounds in this unit now instead of 2. I'm trying. God, I'm trying. And it works. He flubs yet again. So with his flank and to my banner, nothing happens because I didn't think of it until just now. I probably brought the musician back. So yeah, technically those 2 spirit hosts should have had a wound on them, but who cares? It's not like I killed them, or even if I did, if that was going to make any difference whatsoever. Then over here in combat, the Hex Race finish off my Titan, and that was just inevitable. The fact that the Titan held those guys off for basically the entire game, held them in place. The Titan is a friggin' hero, and I won't hear anything else about it. Simple as that. But yep, that's it in the end, guys. As you can see, there it is. There's the end of the game, and I got spanked pretty good. Yeah, I need more answers for Ethereal. Hopefully at the Shiloh, I don't run into too many armies with Ethereal, and if I do, I am really gonna have to focus fire completely, like 6 dicing, just like the Searing Doom or something. I don't know, not Searing Doom. What's it called? Shem's Burning Gaze from the Titan into him or something, because I cannot let them get a hold of me like this again. I've got magic weapons in my Skeleton Warriors, and that's it. Oh, man. Yeah, I really, really need to make sure that if I run into something like that at Shiloh, that I make sure that it doesn't get into anything, or at least it's seriously hurt, because that's what killed me in this game. There was nothing I could do. He had me locked down from turn 2. I mean, you got to hand it to Death Holy Death. He did really good there. But you know what? We'll get to the recap in a second because right now, this game is over. Banners, banners, banners. Get you some banners. Look at the banners. You are never going to be able to get better banners than this. There is no company, there is no talent scout, there is no entity on the planet that's going to get you banners better than this. Custom banners for your custom army. You want better paint scores. You want that little edge that makes your army better than the guy next to you. Sick of running, going to a tournament and getting that paint score that's just a few points lower than the guy that literally sneezes on his army. And you can't figure out why? Get these banners and make your army really pop, really stand out. Send this guy an email, tell him what you want, and get yourself some banners. It's totally worth it. All right, guys and gals, there it is. Token Gal is back, and she's back in full operation mode of making tokens. So if you missed out before she went and got married and became Mrs. Token Gal, or however that works, This is your chance. Get your tokens now. Send her an email. Send her your monies. Get yourself some tokens. They're dirt cheap, solid gold quality. You're not going to be disappointed. Tell her Tremendous sent you. She'll probably know. But yeah, get these tokens. They're so much better than just using dice. They're so much easier to remember everything. You don't have to worry about your cards getting lost, stolen, ripped, torn, whatever. And, they're glass beads, cool high def pictures. Totally worth it. Get yourself some tokens. You won't regret it. That's right, guys. As you saw from the pictures, Unleashed Wargaming is now doing magic cards. As you can see, not only magic cards, but phenomenal magic cards. Laminated on thick cardstock, photoshopped so that it's real sharp pictures. The words are easy to read. It's real obvious they're numbered, the casting value, the type of spell it is. And they're so unique. They're beautiful magic cards. I have every intention in the world of sending just all the orders I can get to this guy when ninth edition comes out to give me a whole set of the magic cards because these are amazing. Not only does this guy do great painting, so if you want your models painted, you need something painted, and you want it painted at a real good standard, at a professional standard for a damn good price, contact this guy. Send him an email. Get yourself some cards. Get yourself your army painted. You won't regret it. Let him know Tremendous sent you. Well, yeah, for you guys keeping score at home, I lost. Hey, you know what? It was still a damn good game, and after what I did to him in the last game, I had a feeling this one was going to go south. So it is what it is. Maybe a little divine intervention there. Who knows? But it is what it is. In the end, though, I ended up losing my Tomb King. Oh, that killing blow broke my heart. My Necker Tech, it is what it is. One unit of Chariots, my Skeleton Warriors, my War Kitty, oh, poor kitty, my Titan, and my Stalkers. In all fairness, I killed the Stalkers, so I should get the points for them. Death Holy Death ended up losing his Terrorgeist to probably the best Spirit Leech spell ever cast in the history of Warhammer, and one Spirit Host to some archers that just refused to give ground. The other stuff that he lost, which was I think just the Karn Wraith, didn't count for any points, so I didn't put it in here. I need, like I said, more magic attacks in this army. I had almost no answer for the Spirit Host and the Hex Wraith and the Karn Wraith, and just there was so much Wraith. I didn't know what to do, and I paid for it. I always said since the beginning that vampire accounts are going to be the hardest matchup for me with the Tomb Kings, and I stand by that. They can pick themselves up. They don't have to worry about fear checks. They can just out endurance me, and they have ethereal units. So yeah. So when it comes to Shiloh and stuff like that, I just know now if I see an ethereal unit, balls to the wall, just trying to get every spell off at it that I possibly can. But I was tied up from turn 2 and just couldn't get untangled like ever. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't charge because the Spirit Host did a perfect screen. The Hex Race locked up my Titan, so I couldn't do his magic missile. His direct damage was nice, but it's really only effective against monsters or things that are in his front arc, and the Spirit Host stayed the hell out of his front arc after what happened to the Terror guys. So what can I do? He outplayed me hands down, and all I can do is learn from it and get better. I really hope I don't run into a list like this at the Shiloh. Unless it is Death Holy Death. Game 5, Table 1. Then I'm okay with it. But other than that, really hope I don't see too many ethereal units at the Shiloh. But I was really happy about that Spirit Leech. It was still a very good game, even though Kitty died. And I enjoyed it. I always enjoy my games against Death Holy Death. This was a damn good game, and it's good to be playing again. I enjoy the holidays. I enjoyed, my vacation and everything like that. But being back home and getting to play, with my friends again, some toy soldiers is always good too. And I missed that. I missed that while I was gone. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Battle Report number 184. One step closer to the Shiloh and one step closer to getting better with this army, which is always a good way to walk, I guess. As always, though, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.